talk about growing up? I believe you probably grew up in the era where they won the back-to-back cups. Can you kind of just talk about being a Penguins fan during that era?
Sure. I mean, I've said many times I'm definitely a product of the early Stanley Cup teams. I think that's when the first, I don't want to say the first kids, but that's when hockey really started to pick up in Pittsburgh. And there's been a handful of guys from that generation that have played for Pittsburgh. So it's just it's an honor to add my name to that list. And they did so much for hockey in the city, and it's kind of cyclical again. When Sid got here and Gino, and about 8 years ago, things really started to pick up again. So.
How big of a role do you think growing up here and watching the Penguins played in you deciding to form an on-ice career?
Everything. I mean, Western Pennsylvania is a football and baseball town, so those cups brought hockey to Pittsburgh. Kids started playing floor hockey and roller hockey. I mean, I was roller skating, playing hockey, and that translated to ice, and here I am. So.
And you kind of got a little bit more time in the third period today, and you also had a shift on the second power play line. Can you kind of just talk about your role on the team and what you think you can bring to it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I can just get better day in, day out. I mean, it's my first day here, so obviously there's a little bit of a transition for the speed, but I've been up and down enough times over the last few years to know what to expect. But, I just hopefully my role will grow, and I'll get more minutes and get more responsibility as time goes on. But, I'm happy with the performance tonight, and the team played really well. And when you're getting power play efforts like that, it's a pretty unstoppable team.
And in Wilkes-Barre, you kind of were a two-way player. You led all defensemen in points down there. Can you kind of just talk about not only your defensive abilities but your offensive abilities?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall my game is two-way. I can bring some offense. I do a pretty good job getting pucks to the net. Maybe the knock on me coming in out of college was that my defensive game wasn't good enough, but I think I've solidified that and worked on my skating over my career. So, I'm comfortable in any situation I get thrust into. So, hopefully there's more come down the line.
Along the lines of what you were referencing before, since you have been up, since you have seen this team, since you have seen Ovi and so forth, how calm did that keep you despite obviously the fun element of being on the edge of the Penguins?
I mean, pretty calm. I mean, coming up, I just said, coming up and down 5 times the last maybe 6 or 7 times over the last 2 years, it's a huge difference. I mean, you know what to expect in the NHL, and obviously there's still that transition of day-to-day playing 30-some games in the American League, and then getting here this morning and playing tonight, but I felt really calm out there, and the players around me on this team are just unbelievable, and you see what the power play is able to do. It's fascinating.
It's been a pretty good week for local products. Saad got his first goal. Miller got his tonight for the Rangers. I don't know if you were aware of that or not, but he got his for the Rangers. Just talk about this crest that local hockey's been riding here lately.
Yeah, I mean, it started with the early Stanley Cup teams, and it's just such a hot sport in Pittsburgh. I mean, a lot of the best athletes are choosing hockey now, and you're seeing with the draft picks over the last few years in Western Pennsylvania, it's awesome to be part of that group, and I think you're just going to keep seeing more and more guys as the years go by here.
Is it all right going into the third period after the big second period? Do you feel like for the most part you guys kept it together? Did you get loose at all, or no?
I don't think we had the effort that we wanted in the third. Gave up too many scoring chances, turned a couple too many pucks over, but we got a 5-1 lead, and the important thing is we got the W, and that's what a power play can bring to you, and they perform like that. So.
What'd you think of the power play from your vantage point?
It was unbelievable. I mean, that was as pretty as I've ever seen, to be honest. I mean, how many passes they had, sauce through the box and backdoor tap-ins. I mean, it was as pretty a power play as I've ever seen tonight.
Dylan, were you surprised to see the goaltender pulled after only 2 goals?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of surprised. You don't see that too often. I didn't really see how the second one went in, so obviously they weren't happy with the way he was controlling the rebounds and stuff, but you don't see that too often, so.
Comfortable with how you got paired up tonight too?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Sim and I have played together a little bit in Wilkes-Barre, and the pairs shuffled a little bit as the game went on, but I don't have a problem playing with anyone. I mean, the details of the system here are in place. Everyone's on the same page, so no matter who you're playing with, you can kind of expect, for the most part, the same thing. So I was comfortable out there with anyone.
What was it like first time you're here in Penguins uniform?
It was pretty awesome. I mean, it was a great experience, a great game, and most importantly, we got the win. So, I mean, that just adds, it adds to it. I mean, you come out in your first game and losing effort, you don't feel too great. So the team played great tonight. I was excited. My parents were here, and the building was awesome. So it was a great atmosphere.
How many people you have here?
Just 4. I tried to limit it this time. I didn't know till last night, and I didn't want to be dealing with too much stuff today. I was, just keep mentally focused.
Do you expect to be in there more or regular?
Oh, I mean, I'd love to be, obviously. I mean, that's my goal. I think I'm going to get better as the days go on. I got here today for the first day, like I said. So there's always that transition, even if, you've been here before. But, whatever the staff has in mind for me, I mean, I'm ready to take as many minutes as I can. I mean, that's what everybody wants, and I feel confident that I can do it here.